So the outline for today's lecture is sort of our introduction. We'll start with some definitions and healthy diet, and then talk about how do we get nutrition information. So, okay, definitions. When we talk about diet, we just mean what we eat. In common parlance, diet is a low-calorie kind of reducing diet program. But when we talk about, in this class, diet just means all the accumulated types of food you eat. Nothing fancy. A calorie. In physics, you've all learned about a calorie is the amount of energy required to raise the temperature of a gram of water 1 degree centigrade. But in nutrition, we always talk about the calories we talk about are kilocalories. So we talk about kcals. So that's 1,000 calories. They're still calories, but they're 1,000 calories. So when we talk about calories there, we either use capital C-A-L or kcal. And for all our calculations, we use metric conversions. For fluid, we use liters, which are 1,000 mils, which is equivalent to a little over a quart. And for weight, we use kilograms or kilos, which are 1,000 grams, which translates to 2.2 pounds. So we don't ever talk about pounds or ounces or anything. We always do kilos or mils or liters. So just put that conversion into your brain. We'll always talk about kilos. When we talk about nutrients, these are the standard nutrients we'll be discussing. Water is the major nutrient that we need. 3 days without water, we're dead. Macronutrients, they're the ones we need in the biggest quantities. Carbohydrates, fats, protein. Alcohol is a macronutrient, but we could live without it. Micronutrients are the ones we need in small quantities. Vitamins, minerals. And then finally, phytochemicals. They don't really fit into any of the other quantity categories, but they're things from plants that seem to be useful and are not very well defined these days. They seem to be helpful. They seem to function maybe as antioxidants. This is a new field of study, and we don't have real good handles on them, but they seem to be not dietary essentials, but rather things that promote health. We'll talk some about that. But one advantage of vegetables is that they are high in phytochemicals, that they do promote health. So that's our definitions. And we're getting now into, why eat a good diet kind of question. When we start talking about risk factors for chronic disease, the top 3 are things that we can control: tobacco, diet, and alcohol. Tobacco is obviously a big one and is under control. Diet accounts for 14% of deaths. Well, we should really think of it as inactivity with big I, diet with little d. Okay, think of it that way. And we'll get more into that. And then alcohol is responsible for a lot of deaths. And so, in light of this, we're going to be looking at what we can do, in seeing how diet can improve our state of life. But before we start worrying about whether people are just dying in the streets from diet, I want to show you some data. This is the death rate per 100,000 people from 82 to, this was really to 94. This is HIV infection. So major increase in deaths due to HIV. This is unintentional injuries, this big dashed line. Lots of people are dying from that, related potentially to alcohol. Alcohol can be related to injuries, HIV, suicide, and homicide. So you can see how alcohol may be related to a number of causes of death. But when you look at the causes of death here, heart disease, suicide, homicide, and cancer are all sort of in the same category. And then we've got liver disease, stroke, and diabetes. Sort of down here. So we're not dying of diabetes big time. Yeah, the rate is deaths per 100,000. These are for males aged 25 to 44. This is reflected, there's a lot of things about this. This is reflecting increases in medical care. So the rate of heart disease is obviously going down because medical care is improving. But you see, we're doing okay. We're not dying in the streets. HIV is a big problem. But nutrition-related concerns, other than alcohol, are way down in the list. We can use nutrition-related concerns to make our lives better, though. Planning a healthy diet. ABC. Easy. Adequate. We need the diet to, there are 3 principles for a healthy diet. Has to be adequate, meaning have enough nutrients. We have to have it balanced. Not excess, meaning enough but not too much. Too much of some nutrients are toxic. Too much of some nutrients can cause the imbalance of other nutrients. So we want a balance, and in order to have a balance, we need sort of a variety of foods. And then calories. We need enough calories so that they're adequate for our energy expenditure. So that's planning a diet in a nutshell. A, B, C. Adequate, balance, calories.
If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, comment and share it. Subscribe to our channel for more practical tips on health and beauty. For top-rated health and beauty products at prices you love, please visit our website at www.rkhealthandbeautypalace.com. RK Health and Beauty Palace. Wellness is the beauty.